Bonjour, mes amis. So I was looking at your work from last week on possessive adjectives, and you guys did much better with those than the regular adjectives that we had worked on previously. So I do feel like you are getting the hang of adjectives a little bit better. However, there were some very common mistakes I was seeing over and over again repeatedly. So I thought it'd be best just to stay here for another week and make sure that we're all on the same page with it. I'm also going to give you some tools and some questions to ask yourself as you're looking at the translations, as you're looking at the possessive adjectives and which one to put in its place. Because I think just having that tool of asking yourself a few questions is where maybe some of you were lost. You weren't sure, should I look at the singular or plural first? Should I look at the masculine or feminine first? So I'm going to go through that today, and hopefully that will clear up some of your guys's problems that we were having. So really quick, these are examples from your work, so you might recognize the sentences. These are ones that I saw multiple people getting wrong, so I just wanted to clarify so you understood why the answer was different than maybe what you were putting. So it says blank, and then it has the English word her. Cousin habite à Paris. Okay, so we have to figure out the word her. So we have three choices for that. We have sa, son, and c'est. So ça, son, c'est. And I have to decide which one of those three. So automatically you got a 1 in 3 chance. The question I'm going to first ask myself is, what's the noun? Where's the noun that I'm modifying or describing? Okay, so the one that I am describing, modifying, same word, same idea, is cousin. Okay, cousins. Okay, so it's her cousins. So that's what we're describing. We're describing her cousins, okay? We're not talking about her, we're talking about her cousins. So that's what we're describing, that's what we're modifying. The next question you're going to ask yourself is the noun that I am describing, is it singular or plural? I'm not going to worry about masculine and feminine yet. I'm just going to look at singular and plural. So when I look here, I see cousin has an S on the end, okay? So that means it's plural. Now the nice thing is, because it has an S on the end and it's plural, right? Because it doesn't have to have S to make it plural, but it is plural. Because it's plural, I don't need to worry about masculine and feminine. Automatically, when it's plural, then you're going to stop. You have only the choice of saying, say for this one. So ça, son, c'est, it's just going to be say. We're not going to worry about masculine and feminine. It's going to be plural, so it's going to automatically be say. So if I move this out of the way, my answer that I would type in would be say. Ses cousins habitent à Paris. Okay, ses cousins habitent à Paris. Her cousins live in Paris, right? So say would be the correct answer because it's plural. When it's plural, you don't need to worry about masculine and feminine. Just like with lay. Remember when we do lay, la, lay, apostrophe, right? When it's lay, when we use les, you don't need to worry about if it should have been la. It's automatically just lay if it's plural, right? All right. Now, moving down to the next one. This was another one I saw people having trouble with. It says, nous voyageons en France avec blank, our enfant. Okay, again, I am modifying or describing enfant. I'm not describing France. I'm not describing we. I'm not describing anything else. It is enfant is the noun that we are describing here that we're modifying. So for our, I have only two things that we could do. We have notre, and we had notre for the other way, and no. So basically, masculine and feminine are the same for this one anyway, but notre, no are two choices between singular and plural. So enfant, again, enfant is more than one, right? Has an S on the end, so it's plural. So I'm going to use no. So, nous voyageons en France avec nos enfants. Okay, so instead of notre, I'm going to put no because it's plural. And again, doesn't matter if it's masculine or feminine at this point. Because it's plural, I'm going to put no. All right. The last example I want to show you guys is Émilie est blank cuisine. Now, I did see some people having trouble. I think this is the very last section on your homework. And they would give you guys a blank, and then they would give you some choices. So this is the choices they gave us. So on this one, they said I could pick from son, mais, vo, or ta. Okay, so again, what am I describing? Am I describing Emily, or am I describing the cousin? Okay, so I am describing the cousin, cuisine, right? So that is my noun that's being modified. The next thing I'm asking myself is it singular or plural? Cuisine, no S on the end, it's going to be singular. Because it's singular, I know that I can cross off a few things. I'm just going to get a line. Let me see if I can get a line quick. So I know I can cross off because it's singular, right? Mais is plural, so I'm not going to use mais. And vos is also plural, so I'm not going to use vos. Oops. Okay. So those are two I will not use because those are both plural. These two are still singular, so they are still in the running. Now remember, son is masculin and ta is féminin. They don't tell me what English word they want here. They don't say, do you want your or our or their or his? They don't say anything like that, right? So you don't really know what translation they want here, but there's only a masculine and a feminine left. So when I look at cuisine, cuisine is feminine, so that means that it has to be ta. That means that son cannot be the answer. So our answer will be ta. So I'm going to move this away. Émilie est ta cuisine. Okay, again, we didn't know that they wanted to say your. Like, is Emily your cousin? We didn't know that they want to say your. Maybe they would have said, is Emily his cousin, right? Or her cousin, right? We didn't know exactly what they were looking for, but because they only wanted masculine and feminine as our choice here, after we figured out that it was singular, I kept on going. That's how I could kind of pick which ones it's not going to be. Cuisine, they put the E on the end. It's cuisine, it's féminin. That's why it's going to be ta and not son. All right, to sum it up really quick, main thing, first thing, find the noun that it's modifying, which is the same thing as describing. Decide if that noun is singular or plural. If it's plural, you can stop. There, You can stop there and write the plural form for the possessive adjective. If it's not plural, then we got to keep asking ourselves one more question. So the next thing is decide if that noun is masculine or feminine. So if it's not plural, I got to keep going. If it's masculine or feminine, now we're going to decide which one it is, and we're going to write the possessive adjective for either of those. Okay, now remember, there are some that are the same for masculine and feminine, like notre, votre, right? Leur, okay? Those are all the same for masculine and feminine. But there's a lot that aren't, okay? So make sure you have that list that we had from last week in front of you as you're working. You should have those notes written down from last week, and I do think that's going to be very helpful to you. Again, if you have questions, please email me and let me know, or you can ask me questions on Google Classroom. Either way, I'm here to help you guys out. All right, have a good week, guys.